favorite part of the day, the lightning pitches. We're going to have first Kory Fong come up and get us started. Our pitchers, be aware, we've got Rob right here. He's going to give you your flashes for how many minutes you have left. Keep an eye on the clock, and let's get us started. Have at her, Kory.
Great, thanks. Hi, everyone. Sorry to bug you on your lunches, but the app that I'm going to pitch to you is a symptom journaling app. A little backstory. I have a friend who has an undiagnosed chronic illness, and she was instructed by her doctor to actually accurately journalize her symptoms and any other events that she could throughout her day in order to get a more accurate picture of what could be causing her problems. So what I've already been working on for the past couple of months now is a very easy to use journaling system that allows her, even in her less than functional cognitive state, to be able to input information about various symptoms, their categories, the intensity, the duration, any notes that she wants to put, all into something that's journalized on a client-side database. And even journalize things like going out with her friends or studying for an exam, something like that. Anything that could stress any sort of emotion. So, very simple. There's a lot of things on the market. What makes this thing different? Actually, I wanted to take it a step further and give the person the option of manually inserting these everyday events, but also things like integrating with exercise apps, so you can have that data correlated into the symptom journaling, or things like the dieting apps and calorie counting. People do those on a daily basis, and you can actually have that very easily integrated into this app, have the data correlated and aggregated to better give a medical professional a very accurate picture of what could be causing your problem. I've even gone as far as to actually looking at the Facebook API and obviously not posting about your symptoms, but turning the other way, looking at the last used activity from which medium, and then passively logging web usage and phone usage so that you can even correlate that. So from that standpoint, you can then take this data, process it nicely, and present it to a medical professional that can make sense of an accurate picture of what could be causing your problems. Now, this can be used in a reactive manner, but it can also be used in a very passive manner, where you might be experiencing new symptoms, and you want to take that information and present it to a doctor so they can give you a quick diagnosis of your condition as well. Now, taking all that into consideration, you can now, you've made use of all these different APIs, you can then map these different patterns to a web backend that's is still a work in progress. I've only got the front end piece going right now, but the back end piece can then be anonymously submitted to a back end database, and doctors can take that information and use patterns that they've deduced to come up with more accurate diagnoses. And I think I'm out of time now.
All right. Let's give Kory a round of applause. Well done. Right at the 3-minute mark. Made every last second count. All right. Next up, we've got Milton. And a reminder, guys, on your tables in front of you, you have your cards that allows you to actually rate the various speakers. Please rank them with your top to the bottom. And again, we'll use all your rankings to actually choose our winner, and we'll share that later in the day after our afternoon tracks. Reminder, the winner, in this case, will actually get a free playbook as well as a $500 gift certificate to Shop BlackBerry. So there are prizes and money on the line. Milton, I'll turn it over to you.
Should be good to go. All right. So can we get the, okay. Hello, my name is Milton. Today I'm going to present to you InLink for the BlackBerry Playbook. So my concept for this idea is I'm actually a graduate from the University of Waterloo. I just graduated. So I'm looking for a job right now, and I'm looking for a LinkedIn app for the playbook that's actually usable, and it's actually something that's of quality. So then I decided I'm going to go forward and make it. So some of the ideas behind this app is I want to make it practical. I want to make it easy to use. I want to make it so that it has a BlackBerry 10 look and feel, keeping with some of the themes that they talked about today, flow, extend, and connect. So I want to make this app so easy to use that you don't need instructions to use it. So that's how InLink for the BlackBerry Playbook came to be. So let me show you a live demo of how it works. So this is how the app looks like when you open it up. So you got your tabs for updates, your inbox, and then for here you can see more options where people you may know, you can go to your networks. So it's a very simple to use app. There's the back button if you ever go back, and so it's a really easy to use app. You don't need instructions to use it. It really integrates with the BlackBerry 10 framework that we talked about today. One of the themes is that to have flow connect and extend. So the extend part, I'm going to be integrating into this app somehow to make it so that when you're reading a page and you're reading an article and you want to read it in the browser, you can just click a button and it will just launch into the browser. So that's the concept of this app. So not only does it work on the Playbook, this app actually works on the BlackBerry 10 Dev Alpha. So actually I have it working on the Dev Alpha right here. So there was no code changes that needed to be made. And so it's really easy. It works live right now on the Dev Alpha. So that's how easy it is to port your app to BlackBerry 10. So yeah, that's my app. You can get it in BlackBerry App Store right now for $199. We're right now top paid apps number 8. And we were featured on a bunch of sites yesterday. And right now we're actually I think we're the top article for crackberry.com. So check us out. My goal is to get into top paid number 1 today and vote for me. Yep. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Milton. That was fantastic. And sorry, quick correction, guys. For the cards you have in front of you, no need to rank them. Just put in your number 1 pick in the card you have. Okay? Next up, we've got Scott. Take it away.
Hello, I'm here to talk about an app for musicians. Now, Web 2.0 is nice. It's brought us social media, video on demand, and greater integration between devices than ever before. It's also brought more people together than anyone could have ever imagined. But it's old. It's now time for Web 3.0. With BB10, mobile is about to make the same jump as it did when we went from DOS and PCs to Windows. It's that profound. And finally, with the power of BB10, we have a device to take us into that brave new world. My app is called BandStrands, and it will allow musicians to connect together like they have never been able to before. It will allow musicians to record a piece of music using the BB10 camera, share it with their friends, and then combine them together on a common stage. One of the biggest problems that musicians have is getting together to find a place to play. Scheduling, jam space, all of these things are a big headache, especially if you've ever been neighbors to a band next door. Now, what we can do is we can record separately and combine our versions together. For example, a drummer can lay down a basic 4/4 beat, a bass player can lay down the backbone, a guitar player lays down some licks, the singer does their things, and they can be combined together all on a single common stage through the magic of BB10. Once you've done this, you've got a song. And let's say you want to add a keyboard, or you want to add a horn, or you want to add a saxophone. You can just add another player to your stage, recorded separately, and brought in later. So, what's the social media part? That's the best part. First of all, BandStrands will be completely BBM integrated, so you can pass recordings of each other back and forth. And best of all, there will be an HTML5 web interface where you can create a profile for yourself and your band. Here, you can display your stage, which combines all your recordings onto the same stage as separate video objects. You can also create networks with other musicians. For example, you may be a bass player looking for a band. You could connect to other people who may be looking for your help. Or you may just want to jam with other people's music. Plus, people can comment on your music, and you can comment on other people's music. Of course, with this, just like Facebook, you can set your visibility and allow others to comment or not, and block the flamers that we've all seen on internet message boards. Finally, you can put together recordings and share them with your bandmates or friends. So by using the combined power of BB10 coupled with the first... One more sentence.
Very close, very close. Very nicely done, Scott. We can certainly relate to jamming together. That's why we're here. That's how we came with the name for the Blackberry Jam. So thank you very much, Scott. Next up, Frank, I guess, as opposed to Tom.
It's actually Tom.
It is Tom. There you go. It's Get Frank, but for Tom. Very perfect. Have at her, Tom. Thank you.
Thanks. We're from Privacy Gene. We have a 3-person company. What we're doing is creating a chat application that requires no user accounts and uses full encryption so that anyone in the chat can talk to each other knowing full well that the only encryption keys in existence for both ends of the chat are on each other's phones. That's sort of the tech speak of it, but the reality of it is that people want communication that doesn't go through a third party in any way that anyone can ever see. And there's lots of sort of use cases for that are like medical conversations are not allowed to take place on SMS or email. People need face-to-face. And what Frank does is take something where Frank is our application. You can get Frank. So what you do is you can then talk with someone knowing that everything you say is completely secure between your two devices. And I can just show it here. We haven't written our, we haven't even, I guess, started the app on Playbook yet, but I've got it running here. And you know, you see here's a conversation. It looks like any other chat. If I want to invite someone to it, they could just point their phone at that QR code, and we're connected. We don't have to share our names. There's no user accounts with our service. So that means that everyone, you have this expectation of privacy, and you get that privacy when you use our application. And you can do all the usual things, send photos, and you can send your location with each message if you like, so that your friends and relatives can track you around. And that's about it. And we plan on increasing it from just a chat application using that same encrypted transfer mechanism for voice and face-to-face video, and making it cross-platform so it runs on iOS, BlackBerry, and Android. I think that's about it. Our website is privacygene.com, and the application is called Frank. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Tom. All right, where are we now? Abdullah is next. Let's keep these lightning pitches going. Everyone's staying on time. I love it.
Hello, everyone. The application I'm trying to pitch is a personal assistant application. So the key idea here, this application syncs with your calendar, and it knows when you're in a meeting. And depending on the person who calls you during the meeting, it would send an automated message. Now, the advantage here is you can set customized messages. For example, if your boss sends you if your boss tries to contact you, it'll actually reply to your boss with the meeting details, who you're meeting with, when you'll be done, and when can you call him back. It's the idea here. It's going to be seamless. You don't have to activate it every time. It knows your calendar. It knows who you're meeting with, and it knows the people that call you, and it knows how to reply to them. It'll be also voice activated, and it'll have extra features like setting up meetings for you, making reservations all over voice. That's about it. Thank you.
All right, we have time to spare. Fantastic. All right, we got two folks joining us next. We got Neil and Arien. Let's have at it, guys. And sorry, was it Arien or Arun? Perfect. Fantastic. Have at it, guys. Take the stage. It's all yours.
Hi guys, my name is Arun and this is Neil, and we're actually graduate students from the University of Waterloo. We primarily deal with research in autonomous systems and robotics. And what that essentially means is these robots that we build and program to kind of do things without any human interaction. So you guys might be familiar with one in the recent news, which is the Curiosity Mars rover, which was actually able to do some pretty neat things completely autonomously by itself, such as land on the surface of Mars. But that's a really large-scale example. Something more small-scale, which what we deal with, are small quadrotor helicopters. So you guys might have seen the toy, it's called a parrot drone. And we deal with similar things. They're very small helicopters, and they have numerous significant applications, such as search and rescue, surveillance, and even some pretty cool augmented reality applications. But the common vein with all these is that they're kind of limited, and what we want to do is essentially push what's possible with mobile computing on these platforms. So Neil will kind of describe that. Sorry.
So I'm sure a lot of you have wanted to play around with cool robots at some point in your lives, or make a quadrotor fly. But let's say you're not an aerospace engineer, or you don't understand low-level control. What do? Let's say you're a computer scientist and you want to work on high-level artificial intelligence applications like multi-agent coordination or camera surveillance. What we want to do is basically take control of the low-level interfacing with multiple aerial vehicles into our hands, into BB10's hands, and basically provide a high-level application interface to control these devices. Now, why do we like BB10? Is because we love QNX. QNX is a real-time operating system that is perfectly positioned to work with robotics applications. And we basically want to leverage the BlackBerry as a module, like a mobile computing ecosystem for multiple devices. And so let's say we would allow inputs like GPS or camera, let you access all the sensors, provide vision algorithms, and let you control all the actuators on the robots using a common interface with the BlackBerry. So imagine a whole bunch of quadrotors connected to BlackBerries, able to interact with each other through a network, and all you really have to do is know how to code on the BlackBerry 10. And so we know that robotics is a growing field, and we really want to push it, make it bigger and more accessible using BlackBerry 10. Thanks.
Fantastic. Look at this. We got robots, we got medical uses, we got social interaction pieces. We're flying here. All right. Who's up next? We got Chris. Chris, keep us rolling. Have at her, buddy.
Before I get started, could I get someone to tweet with a hashtag of transit run, TRANSITRUN? Oh, that doesn't look too good. All right, so my application, like you might have noticed there, is called Transit Run. It's a bus tracking system. We were actually on Desire to Learn's Edge Challenge and Pitch Night. We won the Pitch Night, and we came in second for most money won. So I like to think we have a fairly good idea here. So what it does is it gets the general transit fee specifications of certain bus agencies. Now this GTFS is monitored by Google and make sure it's a standard, basically, that Google keeps up to date. Now it's made with HTML5 JavaScript, so we can put it on every type of device, BB10, Playbook, even as you can see here, Android, iPhone, everything like that. I would like to give you a quick demo. Unfortunately, I have no GPS in here, so we're going to miss certain parts, but you'll get a big gist of it. So first, we get the stops. Unfortunately, because I have no GPS, it says no stops found. But if we do have GPS, it'll mention at the very top, closest bus stop to you. So I'm going to do a quick little get by. So it'll also let you enter a stop code. So in this case, it'll be 1234. So there are the routes that use that stop code. And then, once it loads, there's all the times for when the buses arrive at that stop. And then we've also decided to try and make this as social friendly as possible by adding in a Twitter feed. So then anytime somebody tweets with Transit Run, you'll see all that stuff there. Basically, we like to integrate it with BBM, all this other stuff. Maybe talk to transit providers, make this the app for certain transit providers. And the great part is, because we use GTFS, we can use any bus transit terminal group in the world. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, well, sorry, so now we've got transit integration now too. So we've got, you can easily see how something like that could be white labeled a given transit provider. And as Chris was mentioning, with social interactions with BBM, you have a good way of allowing friends to actually make sure they're sharing each other's schedules and letting each other know when they're going to be at different locations. All right, up next, we've got Brandon. Brandon, please take the stage.
Sorry, my app idea is kind of a social contact list with backing up. So if you link with someone and they update their information, it'll automatically update your contact for them in your phone. And because I had that when I finished school, a couple of friends changed their phone, and every time I text them, I never got a response. So I'd have it that you could share your contact information through NFC, BBM, and if your friend isn't using the app, it will automatically send out a text message, email, letting them know that it's been updated, so you don't have to worry about it. And that's basically all I have at the moment. Woo!
All right. Hey, guys, give them another round of applause. It takes a lot of courage to come up here. All right. Tony, I believe you're up next. Let's hear all about your wonderful new app idea.
Okay. Can we get this on? Thank you. Oh, that looks awful. Okay, have a better idea. Here. So my name is Tony Abou-Assaleh, and the app I'm working on is called Titan File. As professionals, we work with files all the time. We send contracts, drawings, pictures, receipts, quotes. Now, how difficult is it to send a file to another person? Turns out it's not so easy. If you are on the desktop, you can send it by email if it's small, but if you are on the go, you might not even have your file with you. It's very difficult. So that's the problem we're trying to solve. We are solving the bring your own device problem by making it easy for professionals to share files with security and privacy in mind. So all the security and privacy happens automatically behind the scene. You don't need to do anything to get it. So we focus on organizing information about people and context rather than files and folders, so you can see who you are sharing information with. To add more people, it's as easy as a drag and drop interface, so you can just drag and drop people. Sharing the files, again, it's a cloud-based solution, so all your files are hosted. So that allows you to share your files on the go as well, and again, sharing the files is as easy as a drag and drop. Okay, you send it. It's all real time, so you don't need to hit any refresh buttons or anything. It all happens in real time. It's using encrypted communication, so we log absolutely everything. So as an account admin, you can see who shared what with whom, but you don't have access to the actual files unless you are the owner. We are going to be integrating with various solutions, and that's where having device support is very important. So once we deploy this on the BlackBerry devices, we will be able to integrate with your contacts so that you don't need to enter contacts manually. They will pop up automatically under your contacts, and you will be able to share with people without actually typing anything. It's all intuitive drag-and-drop interface. We are planning to launch this sometime in September, so please try it. Also, it is free for the recipients, so only the people who are creating the channels need to have a paid account, but recipients will be able to communicate back and access files and post messages without having to be paid clients. Thank you.
A secure file transfer, fantastic. All right, we have our final speaker, Iordan. I'm hoping I pronounced your name properly. Everyone's been very kind so far, so let's keep it going, guys. Last of the lightning pitches, Iordan, please take it away.
Hello, I hope you can hear me. My application is called Hitchhiker's Guide. It's an instant carpooling app that connects commuters with hitchhikers. The purpose of the app is to provide more, for more sustainable cities to arise, for getting to work faster and cheaper than with public transportation, and obviously to spread the load a little bit so that public transportation is not so overloaded as it is right now. It also facilitates meeting like-minded people who work in your area, and it provides safety for lone travelers who prefer company on their trips. The roles for users in my application will be two. One of the roles is a commuter, which is a car owner who doesn't mind carpooling with people. The second role is a hitchhiker who is typically could own a car but is taking public transportation at that point in time and doesn't mind carpooling to save money and to get to work faster. Users can be in either mode depending on how they're getting to work that day or getting wherever they're going. And users must register, submit a clear photograph, and have their phone number verified as part of their profile. What will commuters do? When they sit in their car, they mount their phone at the dashboard, start the application, and start their commute, and it gives them directions to where they're going. They don't have to be doing their usual commute. They could be going anywhere they want, but at that point in time, they don't mind carpooling, so they've started the app, and they're on their way, and they're navigating. The application tracks their progress on their route with GPS, displaying their location on a map. The application also displays potential commuters in the near vicinity as green dots on their route. What do hitchhikers do? Hitchhikers start the app and go to wait for public transportation wherever they usually wait. The application indicates to them when the next commuter is going in their direction will pass by and where they're going. They can tap a commuter and the app displays the commuter's public profile, including car photograph and information, profile rating, and user photograph for identification and approval. The hitchhiker taps to indicate that they want to carpool with the commuter. The commuter responds. The app indicates to the chosen commuter that there's a hitchhiker ahead and the hitchhiker's location and shows the hitchhiker's public profile, including profile rating and user photograph on their screen without them having to take their eyes off the road for identification and approval. The commuter taps to approve or deny the hitchhiker pickup. The app indicates to the hitchhiker whether their carpool request has been accepted or denied. The pickup. Upon stopping for a hitchhiker, the commuter can easily compare the photograph on their profile on their phone with the person on the road, and likewise, the hitchhiker can make sure that the car picking them up matches the profile of the commuter. Once they've identified each other, the hitchhiker can enter the car and tap the commuter's phone with their phone. NFC is used to record that the commuter and hitchhiker have met, and GPS can track until what point they traveled together.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, guys, another big round of applause for our lightning pitchers, eh? Perfect. All right, so here are the names of your pitchers. Please take this opportunity to fill in the card in front of you. Choose your favorite pitcher. Can we get that slide back up there so everyone can see the names again? Can we get the slide back up, the previous slide, guys, so we can see the names of the pitchers? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so please pick your favorite pitcher. And in the meantime, I'd like to invite Michael Knight up to the stage. Michael did not get a chance to get into the pitch rounds, so he's unfortunately not eligible for it, but he's a second-year student at the University of Waterloo. I would really like the opportunity to talk about his application. So Michael, please come on up.
Can I get Elmo on? I want Elmo.
Elmo?
Elmo was good. All right, so, so much for focus. So last summer, I made a basic invoicing app for my dad. It was designed for his blind installing business. And anyway, I thought that maybe it would be a great idea to bring it to the BlackBerry 10 platform. Of course, I unfortunately don't qualify for these pitches, but I figured free advertising is always good. So I'm just going to demonstrate my simple invoicing app. It's designed for simple businesses on the road because us as BlackBerry users, we're all about getting things done and getting things done whenever and wherever we can. Like as he said, maybe you want to send an invoice while you're crossing the street or something. I don't know, but here it goes. So my basic invoicing, I hope you can see that. So you design a product list. You have all your products, like, the BlackBerry Bold, BlackBerry Torch. Well, we'll get rid of iPhone 4S because nobody wants that anyway, right? Samsung Galaxy Nexus at $39. Well, that's about what it's worth anyway. Just keep on going here. So you fill in your customer information. So maybe I'm selling to Vice President of Developer Relations, Mr. Alex Saunders. And, I'm sending, you want to buy the BlackBerry Porsche, of course. Everybody wants the BlackBerry Porsche. It's only going to cost you about, $796,000 to get it, 4 of them. You finish your invoice, and when you're done, all you have to do is click the send button and, send it by email. You can't really see that because the focus is horrible, but it automatically generates it. You customize your business name, you customize your greeting, thanks for the business, Michael Knight at the bottom. You can select the tax amount and everything, and then you just fill in the email address, click the send button, and you're all done. And that's my app idea. Thanks for your time.